One of the challenges before President Joe Biden is the management of multiple crises facing the United States, and should be targeted in such a way that the nation emerges stronger and more united. Within the first 100 days in office, what are the expectations and what are the quick wins? Also, what are the low-hanging fruits? Our focus on the program would be assessing the first 100 days agenda of the 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden. How beneficial will this be to the world, Africa, West Africa, and indeed Nigeria? My guest joining me via Zoom is a United States-based Nigerian in California. He's one of the highest-ranking Nigerian born in the United States higher education system. He's former chairman of Pronaco, Dr. Baba Adams. Good to see you on the program.
Thank you for having me, sir.
I believe all is well and good over there.
Of course. Thank you.
Beautiful. You are one of the earliest and first Africans, and indeed Nigerian, to send a congratulatory message to the 46th President of the United States of America, Joe Biden. And in your words, I quote, you said, "It is a new dawn in America and indeed a new day for the world. Hope rising, have our back." Can you expatiate briefly?
Not only the United States, but the whole world is going through a very, very challenging time. So President Biden coming is a very timely thing. So that's what I mean in the message. And there is a lot of hope here in the United States.
Okay, Nigeria is also privileged to have you as one of those that participated in the first level Joe Biden campaign, Africa United States Priorities. And in it, we know very well what came in the front burner was a look at what his 100 days would look like. And shortly after his swearing in, he signed a couple of executive orders, and we'll go into specifics. One of it, cutting across climate change, immigration, health, race, justice, and diversity, and indeed foreign policy. Let's begin with immigration, for instance. Looking at it holistically, how beneficial will it be to the world, Africa, West Africa, and Nigeria?
Thank you. So, the last administration put in a bunch of racist, xenophobic policies, such as Muslim ban, which Nigeria is included. But the one which we are most interested in is that the President Biden reversed another executive order which is specifically targeted toward Nigerians, which is basically immigrant Nigerians, not people who are visiting, but people who are bringing in their family. So in his first day, President Biden has signed an executive order to reverse that discriminatory order. So that will directly affect Nigerians, then in turn Africa, then in turn the world. So specifically in terms of immigration, in his first day, one of the 17 executive order he signed, the executive order number 3 is reversing those immigration policies.
Okay, the next one, quite important before we go to issues of health because of the global pandemic, is climate change. Yes. Now we know what transpired, and until he came on board, what happened. So will you say timely, good riddance, or it conforms with your congratulatory message which says a new dawn, a new day?
Well, you know, the Paris Accord is not only signed by the United States, but countries all across the world. And one of the international treaties which the previous administration withdrew, you know, in addition to the World Health Organization, is the Paris Climate Accord. So again, one of the first executive orders that actually I think is number 2 after the COVID thing is the Paris, climate accord. So the president have already signed that the United States will be back in the Paris Club. It will take about 30 days for it to activate. And in addition to that, he have created almost a cabinet level position which directly reports to him. Former Secretary of State of the United States, Senator John Kerry, will be heading that, and already work have started in that. Why the Paris Club is critically important, not only for the United States, but for the world is, for example, Sahara Desert is, encroaching. So not only it will affect Nigeria, but the whole of West Africa and Sahel region. So the sooner we address climate change, the better it is. But there are many other, oceanic and many other, problems that the global climate affects. Here in North America and the United States, we have hurricanes and tsunamis and fire, and you can clearly see the problem of climate in this.
Well, what concerns me is, actually, let's come back to Nigeria. One of the priorities of President Muhammadu Buhari has been a sustained campaign, a sustained agitation and advocacy towards recharging the Lake Chad Basin. So with this, is it a plus for Nigeria?
It is. We are really, as you know, I'm from Borno State. So Lake Chad is critical not only for Nigeria, but for the whole of African continent and for the globe. Why it's important for the globe is all these challenges that we are seeing in the Lake Chad Basin, which is about 4 or 5 countries, including insurgency and economic problems and so on in that. So we are looking forward to working with the Biden administration and the Nigerian government to address the situation in recharging of the Lake Chad and other environmental issues, which will be one of the solutions to the challenges of that region.
No, but basically, if the window is open now and maybe a lobby team or a strategic team is not put in place by the Nigerian government, will this work?
No, it will not work. The United States itself is faced with myriad of challenges, which we will get into, be it health or domestic terrorism or other issues. So Nigeria need to have a agenda. We already communicated this with the Nigerian senior leadership team, and they need to set priorities on what they would like to work together in a bilateral relationship, and Nigeria will list what is critically important in terms of bilateral initiative. If Nigeria do not request, the United States will not come and tell Nigeria this is what you need or this is what you should do. So this will need to come from Abuja.
Beautiful. Now, the other aspect of it is, let's look at the foreign policy. Do you think what he has done so far is like a good window, or maybe is it a win-win relationship, or it will still remain the win-lose relationship regarding Africa and the United States and indeed Nigeria?
Well, it is a win-win, situation for Nigeria. We have millions of Nigerians in diaspora, but specifically here in the United States, our people are doing amazingly great things. So just signing an executive order in his first day in office, which is specifically targeted toward Nigeria, is a big, big thing. Again, these are some of the priorities we discussed when they invited me to the U.S. Africa priorities. Of course, we have about 53 other African countries, but Nigeria hosts for almost 1/4 of the African population is in Nigeria, and we are the largest economy. So Nigeria holds a very special place as compared to, say, South Africa or Egypt, which are the other powers in that.
Do you think this in any way will add and beef or boost the diaspora remittances to Nigeria in a short while?
Definitely. The Nigerian government have done an excellent job, for example, in the dollar transfer or remuneration. Going back a little bit, in the last 4 years, Nigerians in diaspora, including the Nigerians in the United States, have remitted over 20 billion US dollars a year. So if you look at it, this is bigger than Nigeria's major export, which is crude oil. So Nigerians in diaspora remit more than 20 billion, which is more than oil in that. So by Biden administration putting in a favorite policies toward Nigerians, especially immigrant Nigerians, that will encourage more Nigerians to send more funds. But again, Americans are faced with a lot of challenges, not just health, but economic. Unemployment is at historic rate. So even though Nigerians are extremely successful in the United States, as a matter of fact, the highest earning power in any ethnic group and highest educated, but still the policies of both the Biden administration and the new policies of the Nigerian government will definitely, make the diasporans very happy. Nigerians in diaspora very happy.
Okay, let's look at the health sector, which is also a priority within its 100 days agenda. The United States is back to the World Health Organization, and a couple of steps have been taken. First with the global pandemic COVID-19. What are your comments?
We have over 60,000 Nigerian doctors in the United States. We have over 230,000 Nigerian nurses in the United States. So they are the frontline worker. They provide a vital, services and infrastructure. Someone is joking that if Nigerians leave the healthcare system, it will shut down. To give you the significance, we have more Nigerian healthcare workers. And the most elated thing is most of them are trained from Nigerian universities who have migrated back to the United States in that. So this COVID-19 have affected Nigerians. They are the frontline workers and so on. So coming back to the United States side, the United States have lost over 400,000. As of yesterday, it's over 430,000, but I'll just round it up to 430,000. 400,000 Americans lost their life, and it is projected before the vaccine comes on, they may lose another 100,000, 200,000 more. So it have a devastating effect, not only in the United States healthcare, but in the United States economy. For example, schools are shut down. People are doing just like what I'm doing. People are working at home. Kids are at home. So it is pretty challenging in terms of the healthcare, not only for that. But again, the same initiative or issue is affecting Nigeria because of COVID and shutdown of the American economy and other things. As you know, Nigeria's major import is crude oil. And the price of crude oil have gone down. So it is directly or indirectly affecting Nigeria. So the sooner this health pandemic is solved, the better it is for both sides of the coin.
Let's look at the flip side to it. Vaccines, for instance, Africa, West Africa, and indeed Nigeria looks up to other climes to get vaccines. With what you've churned out, we have a good number of Nigerians doing so well over there. What can they do? Can we challenge them to tinker towards coming home to assist Nigeria develop locally made vaccines?
Definitely. Two things. First of all, one of the leaders in the United States healthcare system, Dr. Pate, former Minister of State for Health during the previous administration, is in the World Bank. He is heading the global vaccine funding initiative. Under him, there are 14 billion US dollars. We have already reached out to Nigeria at the highest level. It is left for Nigeria to approach the World Bank and see if they can get funding and so on. In addition to that, there are Nigerians here in the United States who are directly related to the COVID-19 vaccine testing, production, and so on. We have a professor at Yale who helped with the Pfizer vaccine. We have a very senior level Biden advisor who is a daughter of a Nigerian born at the highest level. So Nigerians are doing great things in that. In addition, there is a Nigerian who have developed a vaccine and looking for funding. So we are working again with the senior Nigerian leadership to see what support can be given to the Nigerian-based researchers to develop a local vaccine. It's already developed, it just needs funding and production and so on and so forth. And I can send you the information later if you need it.
Okay, let's proceed to other areas. Just a couple of days ago, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency signed an MOU with the United States regarding to reinforce the onslaught against drug trafficking. What do you make of this?
Well, drug is even before COVID-19, drug is a serious problem. We will send out our congratulations to His Excellency Ambassador General Marwa, who have been newly minted as the chair of the Nigerian Drug Enforcement Agency. Drug is a very serious problem. It is a big business for people who are involved in it. So we are pretty elated with the development in the new leadership, and we will discourage Nigerians from these nefarious actions. They only make bad all the great things Nigerians are doing here, in this part of the world. So we look forward to and we welcome any bilateral signing or agreement to enforcement. But in the meantime, we need to send out message to Nigerians: please do not, go out and break other people's laws, be it Indonesia or India or Malaysia. They are very, very strict. And this is an opportunity for people who are watching, or people who are watching, to tell their relatives that it is really, really serious problem. And if, they get caught, it's very difficult for the Nigerian government to go out and rescue them. And some of these are capital punishment around the world.
Okay, let's quickly touch on the security the National Security Defense Architecture in Nigeria. The president just rejigged and appointed new service chiefs, and they have all resumed duties. Do you think this will jack up and reinforce the relationship in the area of defense in terms of the United States assisting Nigeria in the onslaught on insurgency so far attained by the military in Nigeria?
Well, first of all, we congratulate the new service chiefs. We believe it's a long overdue. Again, I'm from Borno, and the former Chief of Army Staff is from Borno. The current National Security Advisor is from Borno. So we wish the outgoing service chiefs very well, and we wish the incoming very well. Security is critically important. Nigeria is fighting this insurgency mess for over 11 years. And the United States is very, very interested in not only security of Nigeria, but the security of the United States. And both foreign and domestic terrorism have been a challenge to the United States. So we are looking forward to working with the new service chiefs and to see security is restored to Nigeria. So I think it's a welcome development.
Also, quickly before we take the last issue and wrap up this segment of the program, the corruption index recently posted for Nigeria dropped, and it's causing mixed reactions. How should the government be reacting to this? But do you think this can help the government get propelled to achieve more grounds?
Well, for example, here in the United States, we have a law called kleptomaniac law. It is a United States law which is enforced by the U.S. Department of Justice. So if someone steals money and brings here to the United States, finally the law will catch up with them. And once that happens, the United States government will seize their assets. This have happened to several high-level Nigerians. So it is a serious problem, and I think one of the 3 agenda items for the remaining 2 years of President Buhari is fighting corruption. So corruption, I think, is one of the #1 nationwide problem in the nation, and if we address that, probably we will address most of the problems that we are having in that. But in terms of the United States government, there is a zero tolerance for corruption, be it with Nigeria or any other nation.
Okay, finally, the African Continental Free Trade Area commenced trading effective 1st January 2021, and linking up with the politics that played with the World Trade Organization election of the Director General. With what is happening now in the United States, do you think it's a plus for Nigeria to eventually emerge to head the office of Director General of the World Trade Organization?
Yes, sir. So this is a very excellent question. First of all, the African Continental Free Trade Agreement make Africa the largest trading bloc in the world. It will make the African continent the 5th largest economy if it is a country. In addition to that, Africans are the youngest population in the world, as China, Japan, European Union, all of them are aging. For example, average age in Africa is below 18. Thus, for the next few years, Africa will be the future. So with that said, we 100% support the former Honorable Minister, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala. Again, international politics came in toward the end of the last administration. So we are anticipating and we are talking with the senior Biden administration team, and they assured us that they will be giving a fair, honest assessment for the World Trade Organization Director General. By the way, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala, or former Honorable Minister, is a dual citizen, is a United States citizen too. But the politics that happened for her nomination have happened to the African Development Bank leader during, again, the former administration. But as you know, this Biden administration have the, in addition to the Vice President, Defense Secretary, have the highest level of minority representative, in addition to a Nigerian-born Deputy Secretary of State, Deputy Secretary of Treasury. So we are looking forward for the United States to support Dr. Okonjo-Iweala, but in all fairness, she was selected by the World Trade Organization before the United States objected. But again, we do not want to dwell on yesterday, but looking at the future. My last point is that the pathway for Nigerian prosperity or fighting poverty is through trade with the rest of the world. All the developed or newly developed economy, if you look at the United States or Germany or newly developed economies such as China or South Korea or even India, all of these nations, one thing in common is trade. So it is vital for Nigeria's national interest for us not to be importing things, but we need to export things. Thus, we create wealth and solve this problem of poverty, unemployment, and others.
Thank you so much, Dr. Baba Adams. It was nice having you on Diplomatic Ties on NT International.
Thank you for having me, sir. Have a nice day.
Okay. That's it on the program. We looked at the first 100 days agenda of Joe Biden, and we crisscrossed into other areas, including anti-corruption, climate change, name it. That's it on the program. Thanks for watching.